Hey,
look at that. It says we went live a minute ago. That's pretty cool, huh? Works for me, right?
We were Back to the Future.
What the heck is happening? Did you guys have a good 4th or what?
Yeah, pretty good.
pretty good.
Yeah, good. Real good.
Didn't get blown up, so that's a plus.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's got all their fingers, right?
Close.
Yeah, close, right? Exactly. No. Well, that's good, right? We guys get a lot of hunting done. Was a long
bit. Very
a little bit.
Moment.
Friday. Yeah, Friday.
I see that the Maddox clan made it north, so you ran into a couple of the other guys, right? Shane and Rick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we had stuff for each other that we've been hanging on to for over a month. So.
Yeah, right.
I still haven't met Rick yet.
That's cool.
Cool. Gentlemen, you come in here to say hi.
got some pictures of that real quick on the show.
Yeah, do that.
Before we get started with all the information we got. Let me get it here. Oh, wrong. Yeah, here we go. Everybody get a gander of the crew together. You see, we all met up and went to Total Nostalgia.
Mm-hmm.
Philip and Renee weren't there. They was on vacation. We still had a good time. Browsing around for about an hour and a half in there. If you've never been, it's your childhood in one store. And there's John gandering at something. There's all of us that met up. Unfortunately, we had to have Marshall with us, you know.
You see that? Yeah, I see that. That's terrible.
Yeah. He's made the whole trip smelly.
That poor kid.
Oh, there he is, just thrilled to be there. Look at that.
He's absolutely thrilled.
That is the sign of rejection right there.
Actually, that is the sign of leaving your wallet at home.
Is that what it is?
While being in the toy store.
Yeah, I leave mine at home because there's nothing in it.
Dad or mom or dad said no.
There we are at Target. Another picture of Total Nostalgia.
Notice there were no kids in the aisle at Target because Shane run them all off.
Yep.
As soon as I got there, they had to go.
Oh, what did he find?
We got a penguin.
Oh, the new one?
Yes.
Nice.
That one.
The platinum or the regular one?
It was the regular, I believe.
Yeah.
We left it though. We found the She-Hulk instead.
Oh,
there you go.
I believe it is a platinum edition, is it not?
No, I think it's regular, isn't it?
It looks regular. It's dark.
Yeah, it's had the black coat and orange vest.
Yeah, that's the regular. The platinum is the light blue, the older blue.
It's the superpowers type.
Yeah.
You still want to go home with Marshall.
Jar Jar. He absolutely loved that one. There's a few pictures. I want to share those and with the group.
Geez, you're losing weight there, Shane? You look like pretty svelte there. You shedding weight again?
You didn't have the video of Lord Helmet or Dark Helmet on there?
Fixing to get to that one.
Nice. Good to see Rick.
Yeah, get to see Rick.
Nice. Nice. You guys have to forgive me. I'm just half slumped over in this chair, and I'm probably going to stay that way. So, oh, there you go. Did you get him to say ludicrous speed? Did you go ludicrous speed?
Home in the desert.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always nice to meet up with everybody, you know, and we always have a good time. So,
yeah.
Any of you guys don't, you know, ever want to meet up? Just holler at us. We'll meet up. I ain't scared to meet you.
When they get
last picture looks like Shane's looking out. He's like making sure no kids come down that aisle while they're
yeah. Hey man, when I walk on the aisle, kids leave. They know.
We need to get a toy swap up one Saturday.
Yeah,
meet up to do a toy swap with everybody.
That'd be cool.
The only reason Marshall's even on the toy aisle is because he's become one of us, kind of.
It don't hurt the kids' feelings.
Well, I'm not beyond that.
He ain't bald yet. He ain't got facial hair, so you know.
Yeah, give him a minute.
He hangs around with us much. He will be bald.
Yeah, hanging around with us to put hair on your face, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that looked like a good time, actually.
Yeah, I would really like for us all to get together and have a big swap, have a lunch somewhere or something, you know.
Yeah.
Next week, I'll have us a sneak peek of something that we're fixing to introduce to the group.
Oh, nice.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Don't forget the Gadsden Collector Con's coming up next month.
Oh, yeah. Is it a new host by any chance?
A couple of them, I think. I think it's going to be about 6 new people.
Nice.
It ought to be a good turnout because they have all the vendor spots filled, from my understanding.
Yes, yeah, I'd say he had said that a while back, so very cool.
Oh yeah, he sold out within a day on vendor spots, so I think he done really well.
Yeah, so I think he did super, actually.
Quickly as he put it together, he done really good.
Anybody in the group, you know, on Facebook or anybody that, you know, get the word out because, you know, we really need a good showing because if we want to continue to do this, it's in a good spot. It's very easy to find, and I'm really trying to help them, you know, support this. Cause we really need to something close to home, at least for me and John, anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's fantastic. I really do. I think it's great. We really didn't say anything. We looked into trying to do something here not too long ago, and I have to tell you, we ran into a couple of significant roadblocks, and I'm absolutely thrilled that he was able to get space and pull this off because, geez, we didn't get very far, and then circumstances kind of just said we got to pull back a little bit. But I think he did a fantastic job.
The venue is a fairly new building too. It's not, you know, it's been there a few years. I don't know when they built that. John, you remember when they converted it? Because it used to be a Kmart.
It wasn't. It was right before. It was for COVID, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure it was before COVID.
A year before COVID hit, I thought.
Maybe 2018, 2019, somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Oh. So I mean, it's a fairly new building, and you know they've tried to make it where parking is easy and there's restaurants around and stuff like that. So I mean, it's in a good spot.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. No, I'm thrilled. I think you did a fantastic job. Very, very. So yeah,
it's going to be it's special for me because that was the Kmart we went to when I was a kid. Before Walmart moved in, before we had a Kmart over in Center, we'd go make a special trip, like I said, once a month to Gadsden to go to Kmart. And I remember buying Batman and Robin Migos and Spider-Man Migos and you know. So it's going to be neat to see some of those same old toys back in that building again. That's, you know.
Yeah, that is neat, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I talked to Kip Reeves this morning at Mountaintop, and he was telling me about a collection that someone that he knows, it's an older lady, has been like storing this stuff, and she's got like five different storage buildings or something, or units or whatever, but it's full of like vintage Thundercats and Silverhawks and I mean Transformers and stuff like that. So I think he's got like 5 tables set up at the con, and so I mean he's gonna have some. He's got some good stuff from my understanding, but that's what he was telling me this morning. So look for that.
There's half your vendors right there.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Yeah, well, as long as it's got stuff, right?
John's got a table too, don't you?
I do, yeah.
I'm going to harass that table.
Yeah.
I'm going to make fake signs and stick them on there when you're not looking. Everything
Free
for
the
the next
moose.
5 minutes is free. Help
Free the
yourself,
moose.
stuff like that, right?
You're gonna go. You have a protest sign. Dave says, "Free the moose."
Yeah, right. Nah, that's Nancy's doing. That's got nothing to do with John. John told me he'd have given me that moose a long time ago, but Nancy said no. So,
Yeah.
Well, he kind of has to do what the wife says, right?
Yeah.
well, I don't blame him.
She just lets me keep it on my shelf for my other Mythic Legions,
That's
but it's
fine.
really her moose.
Yeah.
Hey, Nancy.
I'm
Happening,
really
Nancy.
surprised. I'm really surprised Alf's not riding on it. I really am.
Yeah, he probably couldn't find one to fit on it, huh? Yeah.
I didn't have the good looking Alf there.
Sorry, I guess I had to make do.
There you go.
Shit.
So what else we got going on here? Anyways, what's up? Who's got something they want to talk about? Got to show stuff off or whatever. Anything? What do you got?
I did do that. I can't lie.
Was it still on his foot?
Well, the second one would have been if he'd kept on.
Hang him up by his shirt on a peg. You're a peg warmer now.
I do have something. So I found me a bug.
Oh, cool. You like it?
This is my favorite toy, Superpowers toy for sure.
Boy, that's nice, isn't it?
It's, of course, I got my Blue Beetle. He's already in there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got.
Well, that sucker's big, isn't it? Oh yeah.
The drop cable from the hangout of, and then you just press that button, and whoop, zips it right back up there. And
I almost thought that was a pull
in.
string.
You got the flop it open.
Oh, that's cool.
Put him in the back. And here's the best part, and Dave will appreciate this because you probably read the comics back in the 80s, didn't you, Dave?
Oh yeah, the Giffen stuff.
Check this out.
JLE.
Got the I Love New York bumper sticker on it, just like in the comic.
That is actually, that thing is a lot bigger than I thought. That's really cool.
It is. Okay. And so here's the interesting thing now. Let me stick him back over here out of the way.
Is that from the new Superpowers, John?
It is, yes.
Oh, okay.
I took the box out, so I had to pull up a picture online to show it. But to my knowledge, and maybe Dave, you might tell me different, but have they done or announced a Booster Gold in the Superpowers line?
He's on pre-order right now.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yes.
Because that was the first thing I noticed. If you look in that picture, you see him.
Yep.
Right there in the cockpit, and you can see him in the glass right over here next to Blue Beetle.
Yep. I was just scanning through stuff. He's actually sold out. The Black Manta and a couple of others are on pre-order right now.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to. I got to get a Booster Gold to go with him.
Oh, you have to, because
you can't have Blue Beetle without Booster Gold.
That's the '80s team. That really is the '80s team. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I love it. Like I said, the legs move. You can adjust the legs.
Now, see, the Brainiac ship needed to be that size.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's really cool. That is really cool.
For $30, that's not bad. And
that's a lot.
And actually, I got it for $22 because Walmart's got them clearanced off now. If you can find them,
they're on clearance when they get through the door. They're already on clearance.
pretty much, yeah.
No, that is very cool. No, Booster and Beetle. Yeah, I mean, now all you need is the Superpowers Batman with the Superpowers Guy Gardner laying flat on his back. Yeah, there's a reference for you.
Yeah, for sure. I did last week, and I forgot about that. I was going to show it last week. The frozen, I don't know what it looks like, the tribal Batman with the Robin and Batgirl, Mr. Freeze.
Oh, that caveman looking stuff. Yeah.
They had the Robin and the Batgirl at the Anniston Walmart on clearance for $13 a piece. And I just because I didn't really like those figures. And then the next time I went back, they had 2 Batgirls and 1 Robin. It looked like somebody bought the Robin and 1 Batgirl, and they had 1 left. And the more I looked at it, I thought, well, for $13. So I bought it, and actually, after I got it out, it's actually a pretty cool figure.
She's the rare one of the batch.
Yeah, and you know, she's got a grappling hook. I just got it hanging in there, ponytail down the back there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But I like the. She's got a top on, but it's got like a bone type.
Little armor.
Yeah, looks like it's made out of bones or something.
Yeah.
And at first, when I first saw the picture, I thought she was wearing like just a little tunic, but that's not her legs. That's actually pants she's got on.
Oh, like deer skin or something?
Yeah, like some kind of skin, and you can see it around her legs and all the detail and all. Of course, I don't know why McFarlane can't figure out to use the same color as the foot for the pegs, because like many of the figures he's put out, he's got the black peg in the foot, foot joint.
I don't know. Yeah, those were page punchers, right?
Right, yeah, the big, yeah. But yeah, I mean, this is actually a cool figure. I'm glad I picked it up now.
Nice.
After I got it out and opened it, because I didn't like them at first, and then I kind of wished I'd got the Robin when they had him for $13. And then of course, I ended up picking up. They had this on clearance at the Walmart Decatur for $18.50.
Still don't have any of them.
Yeah.
I've seen 3 of them, but I didn't get them.
Total Nostalgia had all 4 in a set for $140, which would be $20 more in retail, because they're $30 a piece, right?
Yeah. Which Superman did they have? The blue or the red?
It was the blue. Yeah. But of course I passed. But when I saw this on clearance, I said, well, I'm gonna grab it. He's got 1 set of arms, so really you can get by without getting the Aquaman, and still have.
I suppose that's true. Yeah.
You know, you just wouldn't have his regular arms, but yeah. I mean, I really, because this is you know, the kind of the Batman I grew up on from the from the '89 movie, the black with all black. So I liked it anyway, and I always liked Plastic Man, and I wasn't going to try to, because I figured he's going to be hard to find, and I ended up paying out the nose to complete him. But he's such a cool figure and a cool character. I mean, I remember watching him in the cartoons and all back when I was a kid. And,
yeah, I really hate that they put Plastic Man in with that particular bunch of figures.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have sold that bunch of figures otherwise.
Yeah. Seemed like I remember him in the cartoon with Speed Buggy. I don't know why, but
he used to transform into like a speed buggy, like Doom Buggy.
Maybe that's what it was. That's what
it was. Yeah.
Yeah, his pals used to ride around on his back, and he was a Doom Buggy. So.
It was probably done by the same company, or Hanna-Barbera probably did it. I mean,
Hanna-Barbera did everything back then. Yeah.
So it was probably something similar to that. But I remember that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm a big Spider-Man fan, just like Dave's Batman. I'm Spider-Man because I grew up on Marvel and grew up on Spider-Man. So, little Spider-Man trivia for you. Of course, everybody knows Spider-Man's first true villain was the burglar that killed Uncle Ben from Amazing Fantasy 15, right?
Yep.
But so let's give the people a few minutes in the comments, see if anybody, who was the first technical super villain that Spider-Man fought in Amazing Spider-Man #1. We getting any comments, Shane?
Not yet.
We'll give them just a minute. So I'm gonna do a little Spider-Man trivia. So I'll put it to you. I'll give you a hint. They have made this character in action figure form in the Marvel Legends, which don't tell you a whole lot because just about every Spider-Man villain's been made now, except for a few. There are still a few that haven't been. What's that? I'm just watching. Oh, okay. Any takers? Anybody going to guess there? I can't.
So it's a super villain. I mean, he's actually like he's got powers and everything.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. He's not your average, ordinary villain.
Okay.
I thought it was a lizard, but
I got a guess. But Vulture?
Nope. Close. Vulture was number 2. He was in Amazing Spider-Man #2. He was the second super villain. Well, you say super villain, but really, I mean, like, Dr. Doom's a super villain, but he don't have superpowers. So
no, that's true.
So this guy really technically doesn't have any superpowers, but the very first villain that Spider-Man fought in Amazing Spider-Man #1 was the Chameleon.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, that was the first what you would call supervillain. He didn't have superpowers, but he could, change and
Yeah.
he
I
come in
think
the.
you're wrong. I think my guess was right.
Yeah.
What's that?
I think my guess was right. You're wrong.
Fly spotter.
Why?
Rolled up newspaper.
That or J. Jonah Jameson.
Actually, in Spider-Man 2, there were three villains that he fought, and okay, we'll go a little more trivia then. So yes, the Vulture was one of them, but there was, of course, back then the comic books were pretty thick, so they'd have more than one story in them.
Yeah.
So the second story he fought. Now this villain is one of the ones that hasn't been made into an action figure. It was the Tinkerer.
The Tinkerer?
The Tinkerer. 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 He was like an old man with glasses, and he would build things and make things.
So it was like Toy Man.
Right.
Kind of.
And so the third villain, most people believe his first appearance wasn't until Amazing Spider-Man #13, and that's Quentin Beck as Mysterio. But the Tinkerer was teamed up with a group of aliens, and come to find out years later that one of those aliens, those weren't actual aliens, those were special effects. And one of those aliens was actually Quentin Beck, who was Mysterio. So technically Mysterio's first appearance is in Amazing Spider-Man #2, even though nobody never knew it until way later, many years later, and he never appeared as Mysterio until Amazing Spider-Man #13.
That's kind of like the first appearance of Mystique. Mystique was actually a general or something in a certain book, and it wasn't technically her first appearance or whatever.
Yeah, she appeared twice in Miss Marvel 16 and 17. In 16, she was just a unknown lady.
Yeah.
With a cap on, and then in 17 she appeared as I think Nick Fury and a general. And then in 17 is when she actually saw her real first appearance, saw what she actually
her blue form, yeah.
But this Chameleon come with a Build-A-Figure Rhino back in the early on part of, I guess, probably about 2014, 2015, maybe, somewhere in there. And he did come with extra heads, one of them being J. Jonah Jameson, so you could I actually bought 3 of them.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I done J. Jonah Jameson, and the third head that come with him was Hammerhead. Whoop.
Yeah.
Got the flat top there. But they done the.
I thought that was a Dick Tracy character.
Yeah, the flat top is a Dick Tracy character.
Yeah.
But Hammerhead was his name in Spider-Man. So they did the retro Spider-Man carded figures. They done a Hammerhead last year or year before last. So I bought it, and so I sold one of these because these things right here. I mean, at one time they were going for like $70 or $80 because he was hard to find.
Yeah.
And I still got the one. I got the retro carded Jonah Jameson, but I may just keep this one and leave that other one on the card because I kind of like it. But he come with of course, a Tommy gun. There's the barrel and the gun, and also just another like machine gun for Hammerhead. Because and he come with a like special, I don't know what you call that, like a laser type gun.
I think it was a ray gun.
For Chameleon, because Chameleon had it. I think in the comic he actually had a gun that looked like that. And but yeah, pretty neat. They took one figure and put 2 different heads, and of course you could also pretend like he made himself look like those characters as well, But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool, and I got a couple other things, but before I move on to media, I'm going to talk a little bit about media. Before I move on to media, I got one more thing. Just one more thing. There he is. Okay, now let's move on.
Cut him off, Shane. Cut him off.
Oh man, we're a half hour in, and it's not already.
But seriously,
that was a good one, actually. But
we talked. Of course, I know Dave talked a good bit last week about media and about comics and movies and things going away and how we need to stock up. And so, this is my suggestion to you Marvel guys out there that are watching it that may or may not already be. To me, the old stuff's the best, anyway. But Marvel has these; they're called Epic Collections, and basically, this is Volume 1 of Spider-Man, and it covers issues. It's got Amazing Fantasy number 15. It's got Amazing Spider-Man 1 through 17, and then it's got the annual number 1. So basically 18 books, and then that insert from Amazing Fantasy 15. So there are 18, 20, 25 books in these. They're printed in color. Because, they done the essentials, and I think DC done what, Showcase?
Showcase,
That were black and white, look like coloring books.
Yep.
But as you can see, it's the actual reprint of all the original in color. And now here's the kicker about these. They do not release them in order. Okay.
Really?
So right now, actually, they've almost completed Spider-Man. Though I'll give them this. I know of 27 volumes, and they may go higher. I don't know, but right now I know volume 27 is out, and they've got 1 through. This is volume 9. So they've got 1 through 9 out. So that covers all the way up through issue 164 and annual number 10. Then it goes from 9. Now, volume 10 comes out in September, I believe it is. And it goes from 9 to 15. They skip 16, and it's 17 to basically 27. So they've only got just a few volumes that they haven't done on Spider-Man.
So what have they got? Some copyright stuff with certain artists and certain runs of books or something? Is that why they're doing that?
I don't know, but they're doing it in just about everything now.
Just out of order like that. It makes me wonder if it's got something to do with agreements with artists.
They do it. They do it to collect some of the more famous stories, I guess.
Oh, okay.
And they do a lot of the newer stuff, because a lot of people got into comics in the 90s. 90s was big for comics, just as big as
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah. Overload.
The thing about it, and now, so recently, well, I say recently, last couple of years, and I haven't got one, but they started doing, so you see how, like, Spider-Man had, it's got Epic Collection at the top.
Yep.
So the stuff from 2000, and I just picked this one up. This is the first modern Epic Collection. It's a little different. And if you notice there, it says Modern Era Epic Collection. But the thing is, when you put these on your shelf, and you guys have been to my house, when they're in the bedroom, I've got tons of these things because I've been collecting them since they started coming out, probably 10, 12 years ago, when they started doing these. So like the Spider-Man, you can see it's red lettering with a red stripe and red down here. So then, like, you got Ant-Man, the Giant Man Adventures. If you'll notice, it's red lettering, a little darker red than Spider-Man, red on the bottom, but it's got a blue stripe. Every one of them's different. Every one of them's got something different to distinguish them. So when you got them on a shelf, they look distinguished. So, like, Captain America, blue, red stripe, red at the bottom.
Oh, okay.
And so, like, Avengers, green, and green there. Iron Man, I think, is yellow. Hulk, I think, is also green, but it's like a lime green. But there's usually something different. The neat thing is they all look the same on the end. I hate it when they change, like the essentials. They change those halfway through.
Yeah.
But they keep consistent. Of course, you know how printers are, so the line's not always straight. It's going to be a little,
Yeah, well, it depends on how long the words are.
But
That's the mess with people with OCD.
This is what I loved about. So they've done the modern collection, so the front looks different, but the end, guess what, is the same.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
So you of course, it's white with yellow and yellow at the bottom. But, so I like that they keep in consistency with that. I love, it just aggravates me when they change stuff.
Well, yeah.
when they start something. These are great because, like I said, they reprint all the classics. Well, they're doing modern, Deadpool. I mean, they're doing Deadpool. They're doing just about every Marvel character now. They've got some volumes out of these. So far, they haven't completed very many of them, but it's, some of the ones that had shorter runs, like Miss Marvel, they put out 2 volumes of Miss Marvel that covered the whole 1970s run of Miss Marvel, which wasn't but like 20-something issues anyway.
Right.
But if you're looking to preserve your childhood,
then you all should be.
And I'm going to tell you, this right here, the first 17 issues of Spider-Man would probably cost you about $40,000 or $50,000, especially Amazing Fantasies and Spider-Man #1. You can get these books, and the retail on them. This was $34.99. I think they're up to like $44.99 now. But I'm going to tell you, if you go to eBay, you're going to get them for anywhere from $20 to $30.
Mm-hmm.
You will find them a lot cheaper. I bought a ton of mine. I'll tell you what got me into them, and when I bought so many of them, when Books A Million with clearance, and they were doing for $9.99.
Yeah,
so $10. I bought a bunch of them at Books A Million when they had them marked down. Unfortunately, Books A Million don't hardly carry graphic novels anymore.
Not anymore.
But that is the ideal way to preserve it. You're not going to spend a fortune like you would with the omnibuses, the big hardcover omnibuses. They're nice too, but these are a little easier to read because they're not so heavy.
Right.
If you try reading one of them omnibuses, your arm gets tired. You have to lay it down on something. But this I recommend this. I mean, the essentials, if you're looking to go cheaper, you can get the essentials. But when they start doing the Epic Collection, guess what? They quit on the essentials. So you got a lot of unfinished series there in the essentials that will never be finished because I guess they realized people wanted to go. There was too many people complaining about it being black and white. Kids were buying them and coloring them, thinking they were coloring books and things like that. So, but DC also does similar to this too. They kind of broken down like Golden Age and Silver Age and those type things. So, don't wait. I mean, if you just like one, of course, I like all the Marvel stuff, and I'll pick them up here and there, especially when I find them cheap. But they're great because then you got all the old stuff. You can go back and read it anytime you want. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get those issues from the 60s and 70s. You can get them collected there at a relatively good price. Some of them, I know Avengers #6. I had a hard time. I couldn't find it, and it got to where it was going for over $100 on eBay. But guess what? Eventually, they reprint these. So now they got a reprint of Volume 6, and now the price has dropped on it. So don't pay $100 for one of these epic collections. Just give it time. They will reprint them. If they sell out that well to make the price go up, they'll eventually reprint them.
Yep.
And if I ain't mistaken, Dave, I do believe that it's coming out sometime soon if it hasn't already come out. But I do believe they're doing the Godzilla run, the Marvel Godzilla run.
September. Matter of fact, this month or next, they're doing a whole series of special covers to, I guess, bring awareness to that, if that makes sense. Some of those covers, there's no Godzilla stories. It's the regular run comics, but they have Godzilla on the comics versus there's a Hulk one, there's an Avengers one, there's an Iron Man one. They're actually very cool. It doesn't, like I said, the Godzilla is not in any of the comics. It's just the covers, and some of them are actually very cool. I saw the Hulk cover day before yesterday, and it's the Hulk underneath his foot, just holding up one of his feet because he's about to get hammered. So, yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah. I plan on trying to pick that up. Yes.
One last thing on media. So, for all you Star Trek fans, right now, Walmart has an exclusive steelbook. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. I picked it up yesterday, I think it was. I love the slipcover because you pull it and the whole, it's pull it off and it's just Spock's face. But it's like I said, it's Walmart exclusive. It is 4K. They've actually remastered in 4K. And it comes with a miniature actual original movie poster. Well, not original, a reprint of the original movie poster in a small print. And I'm really hoping they do all the Star Trek movies because that's cool. And it comes with a booklet.
Nice.
that has, things behind the scenes stuff and all that in it. So pretty cool. So if you're a Star Trek fan, $24 for 4K version.
Oh wow, yeah.
That's not bad because most
No.
4Ks, even I've seen old movie like what was a Gina Davis pirate movie that come out, Cutthroat Island.
Cutthroat
It was
Island.
like $32.
$35. Yeah, I was gonna buy that and I turned it down.
Yeah, I did too. An old movie for that price. I don't care if it is 4K and it is Steelbook. That's still a little too much for a movie that's 40 or 30 something years old. That's a little too much for a new movie, really.
Yeah.
So, but check. Like I said, these are showing up over. Y'all know Walmart's got like a section that's got Steelbooks, or a lot of them do. And this showed up in the Steelbook section. I guess they start to change those out because, to me, this is, if you're going to collect a DVD, do it in Steelbook. I mean, if you can. I'm trying to get all my favorite. Yeah. I'm trying to get all my favorite movies all my real favorite movies in Steelbook. Y'all know I've talked about before about trying to get all the Marvel movies in Steelbook, all at least the MCU, the mainline MCU up through Infinity War.
That'll cost you a little bit of money there.
So I've gotten I've got a third of them, and
cool.
A lot of them I actually caught on sale. It was Best Buy was the only one putting them out for a while. Yeah. And again, like we talked about, you can't buy DVDs in Best Buy no more. They quit.
They're done.
At least the one over in Oxford. I went in there.
No, they're done. They're done.
Yeah. And I asked them. I said, "Where's all your DVDs at?" And they said, "Oh, we only sell them online now."
Yep, that's it.
Even Walmart's, scaling down their DVD section.
Yep. And Target's is almost gone too.
Oh yeah, they're definitely out.
Yeah. So it's something. Not discouraging anybody from collecting. Don't get me wrong, but these collected editions are a great thing.
Yeah,
they just are. I mean, last night I had just a couple of days left. Humble Bundle. I remember I mentioned them before. I got that 16 Ninja Turtles, 16 volumes of Ninja Turtles on e-reader, right? But it's 4,000 pages. It was the whole IDW run for Turtles for $18. The catch with those is you have to use one of the readers, right? Last night, I only had a couple of days left on this one, so I think there's like 2.5 days left on it. If you're interested, it's got to be every IDW Godzilla book that they ever did. 26 volumes of different Godzilla books for $18. And those don't have to go through a reader. Emmeett put them on this computer in PDF last night, so I own those forever. Those won't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So 18, and half of the money goes to charity, which is so that Humble Bundle. Keep an eye out for that too. I'm not into the e-reader stuff, but just in case I can't find them, or at least I have them. So that's something to consider too.
I do
save it on a thumb drive.
I will, yes. Those I will.
Oh, no. I do have the first 500 issues of Amazing Spider-Man on CDs or D. Yep. Well, not DVDs, but you play them on a disc drive on a computer.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have a computer to play them on. So.
I know, but you know what? We were looking at that before at Best Buy. $80 will get you a Blu-ray drive. That's writable too, not just a player, but that will write discs for like $80. It'll plug into any USB. So that's a cool way to make sure you have a player around for all of this media.
Could those work on an iPad?
I have no idea, Joe. I'm not a tech guy.
Because I think my iPad has a place to plug a USB into. I'm
not
sure.
I mean, I type with a hammer most of the time.
Apple John is strictly that little tab. They don't use USB on Apple devices.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think so.
Had one on it. It might have been my old iPad had one on it.
Grabbing the computer is playing on it for ports.
Before I'm done, I do have one more thing. He's right up there. He's right up there where Susan Reed. It's a different one besides this one. That's the select.
Shane. quicker. There you go. Thank you.
Oh, it's a Hollywood Squares. He's out.
There you go. Paul Linda's gone for this week.
I'm done. I don't have anything left.
That's all right.
To
All
elaborate
things
on what John was talking about with the Epic Collection, I'm trying to do Star Wars that way. I have the first volume. Now I had to pay some money for it because it's Star Wars for one thing. But I want to try to get the Epic Collection of all the old Marvel Star Wars comics so I can read them. So I've got the first one.
Dark Horse did them for what, 25 years?
Oh they did them for a while.
Oh yeah, that would be something too.
Yeah.
Just get your collections, man. Just start. It's legacy stuff. I'm not kidding. I'm telling you, put it away.
Yeah.
Put it away. Get it and put it away.
It's getting to where anything that's available on digital, at some point they could take it away. It's just like downloading a movie. They'll say, "Hey, we got the rights to that movie. You can't have it no more," and then it's gone from your files or whatever.
Stuff is being censored. Stuff is being edited. Stuff is being taken away.
Exactly.
You need
I'll
to
say
away.
on the Epic collections, they got all the Star Wars, or even the Dark Horse, because Marvel got the rights to everything, I guess, when they got Star Wars back.
Yeah.
And Marvel got Conan back right before COVID, and they put out and they actually put them out in order. I don't know why, but they done the old Marvel run Conan in the Epic collection up through volume 6, and now they've lost the rights to Conan. It's gone. I'm not sure who's got the rights to it now. Now they didn't finish that one. I hate that because the Conan was a real good series, the old Marvel run. But I've got to track those down since they lost the rights. They're not going to be reprinting those, and those are starting to climb in price. So there are a few of those Epic collections that they won't be able to reprint, and then they're going to dry up, and you'll probably pay out the nose for them.
Sure.
But,
a good place to find some of those Epic collections is like Second and Charles. They've got it's like a Books a Million more or less, but they've got used ones too. So I mean, if you find one that's not in bad shape that you want to read, you're not going to spend hopefully not too much on it.
Yep. Put it away. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Same thing with like DVDs and Blu-rays and movies and stuff. Best place to go for those is like Goodwill or thrift stores. I mean, because you can get them for like $1, anywhere from $1 to $5.
True.
Just check the condition of it. Just make sure it's playable, that kind of thing. Yep. You can find all kinds of older movies, at thrift stores. That's the best place to get those.
Yep. What do you got this week, Shane? You got a muted mic, is what you got.
He needs a.
He muted himself. There you go. Try that one again.
I got a few things to show real quick. Last week I talked about the Star Wars Epic Hero Collection stuff.
Yep.
John picked me up a Luke Skywalker, and I was going to show you guys how close these are to the vintage stuff. So let me do this real quick.
And it's strange. They have Luke, Grogu, and Ahsoka for $550, but all the other ones are $784. I don't know why they only marked those three down and the other three.
Well, the Grogu over here at my Walmart's $3. So they're going to go cheaper, but anyway, this is the only actual vintage I have. Sure. You can see with the vintage figure, you get arms up, legs up and down, head turn.
That's it.
And then you got the vintage collection that people are crazy over, but it's not vintage. These, to me, feel more vintage than that stuff does, because you've got arms up, head turns, legs up, and that's it. But I will tell you this, though. The heads do swivel down and up and sideways just a little. Not much, but, I mean, for me, that if you are a true collector of Star Wars stuff, these feel more vintage than that vintage stuff they're putting out.
Right.
But I'll get some pictures I'm going to show of this stuff. And that's this here. Even to me, even the packaging looks better.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it has that feel, you know.
Yeah, it has that feel, and of course it comes with that little backpack, which is for him to. This is the newer version of Luke
Right.
Skywalker.
Right.
That's
Put
the
Grogu in
backpack to put Grogu in,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which everyone calls Baby Yoda, which is not Baby Yoda. But anyway, everybody knows that. But even the packaging is better. It gives a small description of Luke here. And it just, to me, that's much better than this other stuff you get in that, especially the vintage collection. And I also picked up this weekend. John had picked it up for me, and I'm a huge fan of these Mythic Legion figures now. I mean, they're just amazing. They're taking the first place spot for my collecting right now.
Yeah.
Because I mean they're so cool. This figure here, this is Lady, I think it is right, Verona. Lady Verona, or Verona, whatever. But anyway, she's really cool. Some few other pictures as you can see. I've not read the story, but she is one of the Horsemen's people. The war. Can't remember. John may hit me with a name on that. I can't remember his name.
She got red eyes.
Yeah, she is basically possessed by her clan. Got possessed by this whatever, and when they took his side during the battle, so that's why she has the red eyes.
Yeah, the way the story reads, when the battle first began between basically good and evil, she didn't think the good guys were going to be able to win, so her house chose to go with the bad guys.
Oh, nice.
And then, of course, they got defeated, obviously. And so now she's, trying to get revenge on the good guys for defeating them. And, hey, she should have picked the right side to begin with. What do you expect?
Right. if you'll notice in this picture here, that she actually has cloth goods. Wired cloth goods, so that you can actually pose her and wrap the cloth goods around her. But underneath the cloth is also a plastic piece that resembles it just like it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in case you want to take it off.
Sure.
And this photo also, you'll notice that her face is covered, and in this photo, it is not.
Mm.
This is the first figure of the Mythic Legions that I've gotten that has the hinged
helmet.
Hold on a second, let me go.
Visor.
The hinged
face
visor.
shield. Yeah, very cool.
It's the first one I've got, and I'm going to tell you right now, I love it. I love it. I've not seen any other figure with this feature yet, but as you can see, it's great.
Is that the only head she comes with?
Yes, it's the only head she comes with. But you can, these, like we talked before, they are so interchangeable. You can interchange everything.
Right.
And you get multiple heads with other figures that you can put on her if you wanted to. It's just so much customization. If you're a customizer, that's what you want to do.
Mm.
These are some of the figures you want to get because they are fully custom. There's places that you can take apart on these things. Like you can pop the feet completely off and the ankle. You can pop them off at the knee or the joints of the hips, the elbows, the hands, the shoulders, the heads. I mean, everything completely customized one. But I do love these figures.
Very cool. They are cool.
It's like they made all of them Build-A-Figures.
Pretty much. And the detail, I wish you guys could just see the detail on this armor and stuff. It is just so crazy. Of course, you come with this sword, a shield, and this huge axe.
That's a wicked looking axe.
So the axe is big as tall as she is. Being a woman figure, she is a little shorter than the men figure.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the axe is, you can see it's as tall as she is from point to top. She come with that, and then she come with 2 belts to hold the weapons and accessories with. And of course, they all come with these little shoulder pads that you can place on them, which I like her better without the shoulder pads. But some of them are much, much better with the shoulder pads on. It covers, like, especially if they don't have like armor over their shoulders, you put them on, it covers the joints and hides them pretty well. But that's all I got this week. And
no, that's plenty because they are awesome. I mean, they're great figures.
I mean, I love them. They are just at first I was like, yeah. And people talk about how they break easy. They do. Some of them do. Even your G.I. Joes breaks easy.
Oh yeah, you got to be careful with this new stuff.
Easy. But knock on wood, I've not had a single one of them break yet, and I've not heated them or nothing. I found that if you'll just go real slow when first moving the joints, they work just fine. A lot of people, they'll jump on there and just grab it and just try to bend the leg or the elbow. And one thing I did notice with these figures, the elbow joint, it's a single joint. It's not double jointed, it's single. But most of the time, the joint is turned in. And the arm is still down because you can move the hands around. And a lot of people will grab that arm and just try to pull it up. And that's when they break that joint because they're not pulling it and moving it the right way.
Right. So,
I mean, it's pretty cool. I love them. They're awesome. Like I said, they took the number 1 spot for me, really.
No, that's cool. They're cool figures.
Still, I'm only dealing with the elves clan, but they're awesome. I like them.
I wouldn't mind having some dwarves, but the ones I've seen, they're a little pricey.
I do have a dwarf somewhere. I ain't got him out yet, but he is pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you'll check eBay, you can get them pretty cheap sometimes on there.
Yeah.
You just got to catch them.
Catch them at the right time.
Most time you get on a bid, one where you're bidding on it,
yeah,
you'll get a better shot at getting it cheaper than what you will if you buy it straight out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So yeah, those people, the buy now things on there, you're going to be paying $80, $90, $100 for most of them.
Oh yeah, that's the one
they're rare. You know, they're very rare stuff. They don't make a whole ton of them, so
yeah. That's supply and demand. That's how it goes.
That's the name of the game, right?
I mean, they are, they're a very small business. They are growing, and they do put out a great product, in my opinion.
Yeah, cool.
Need more companies like that. I mean, really, it's just.
And you got the Savage Crucibles, and you got the was it Animal Kingdom? Is that what
Animal
the one?
Kingdom, yeah.
But I know Wolf. Then he got some of the Savage Crucibles, and he had one open sitting out there, and I looked at it. It's pretty cool looking. They're more like animals. They're kind of like the Animal Kingdom. They're kind of
One of those has got a comic to support the figures, correct?
That's the Animal Kingdom figures, I believe.
I think you're right. I think one of them, right? One of them.
They were the guys they were the guys we talked to at the Toylanta, right?
Toylanta, yeah.
Yeah, I remember that's where we saw that. Yeah. That kind of goes back to the old He-Man, Master Universe. Came to the comic book, kind of tell a story, and that gets kids reading too.
It's a kickstart. Comics are always good for that because it kickstarts their play imagination, right?
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
that's what it boils down to: imagination. Gives them ideas and how to play. What you can do with them, that kind of thing.
Right.
Oh yeah, you gotta trigger that imagination. And every one of these, every figure has a backstory to them. And there's even on the back of the card, there's a story, kind of what it's about and everything.
Yeah.
And then on the side of the packaging, it has their name and a little bio about them. So it's really nice. They're really cool. It ain't like you're just picking up some figure and not getting to know anything about them.
Right. Goes back to the file cards on, G.I. Joes and that kind of thing.
Right.
That's
pretty much what that is.
And I don't understand why they couldn't do something like that with a classified. I mean, it don't have to be an actual file card, but like those, they just got a little story printed on there, a little information. They could have easily done that on the back of the box of the classified video.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of room. I mean,
Well,
you know.
they keep talking. What is it? They use the term world building, right? World building, and we're telling a story. We're telling a story. Well, yeah, you're telling a story, but we don't have any idea what it is.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, the comics are doing okay, but they haven't. There's nothing, that's really jump started a whole lot of that just yet. Because, I mean, we haven't seen enough characters yet. So, I don't know. John's right. It wouldn't take much just to have something, but I think it goes to show you that they're actually producing them for adults, not kids. So
I haven't looked, but the retro carded 6-inch Joes. Do they? Is there a file card on the back of those?
No.
It's
no?
just
on the retro carded Joes are doing.
Yeah, they got file cards.
They got file cards. Okay, See, there you go.
It's not like an in-depth file card though.
It's not like the 3 3/4 back in the 80s. Yeah.
No.
It's just their like code name and the real name and rank, and then it's in like 4 different languages.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Now the HasLabs, like the HasLab Cobra Commander, it actually had a file card just like the old one, but they already said if it's general release, it's going to be multi-language.
Right.
It's got to be multilingual because they ship them all over the planet. So,
but the Action Force, the Valaverse Action Force, they had file cards on the back of those with descriptions about the characters. And you can clip, they made the cut out and save just like the old G.I. Joe's one.
Yeah, that's cool.
It wouldn't be hard to do. I mean, I don't know why they couldn't insert file cards in like the 50th anniversary 3 and 3 or 4-inch, whatever you want to call them. They put 2 file cards, and it had English on one side, Spanish on one, and the other file card had like French and one other language. I don't know why they couldn't do something like that. If they, stick them inside the box and. I don't know. Yeah,
there's tons of different things they could do, but I guess they don't feel like they have the time or the resources or the money or whatever to do that.
I think it's like Dave said. They know they're selling these to the people that grew up on them as kids, so they don't really have to put anything on there because we already know who they are. But
they're relying on the nostalgia factor.
I think it would help newer collectors, younger ones that don't really know that much, that didn't watch a cartoon or nothing.
Oh yeah, it would definitely help the newer collectors that don't know nothing about G.I. Joe at all.
Yeah, because some of the if you spend any time wandering around in any of the Joe pages, boy, some of the comments, it's just like why are you even collecting this stuff? Because I'm not being an elitist snob. I'm just saying. Some of these guys have absolutely no idea about the people, the characters that they're collecting. I don't even know what the appeal is. Why are you collecting it? You don't.
It's like I saw a comment the other day on the page where a guy commented, "I don't even know what the OG-13 is." And you don't even need to be collecting G.I. Joe.
You need to have your head examined.
It speaks for itself.
Our generation, there will never be another one like it. It's just, and trying to, you can teach your kids and your grandkids and show them what you grew up with and all, but whether they take to it or not, but the younger kids, 8, 9, 10 years old, unless they've got good parents like John and Nancy, they just,
And then if you try to tell them what it's about, all they will do is say, "Hey, okay, boomer, whatever, Gen Xer."
The snarky remark generation.
You want to meet a Gen Xer? We can step outside and see what Gen Xer is all about.
It's such a I don't get it.
Stupid, man. I mean, it's ignorant.
Huge generational gap there.
Huge.
Hey guys, I gotta step away for just a second. Hang on a minute.
All right.
Mute me out, would you, Shane?
I got you. So, Philip, I guess we can show you.
Yeah. I got a few things I can show.
You got a few things?
Few things.
You don't have your thing though.
No. So anyway, hadn't seen y'all in a while. Not glad to be back on the show and everything. And I just picked up a few things this morning from Kip Reeves, the guy that runs a little toy. I call it a little toy shed, barn, whatever you want to call it, up at Mountaintop Trade Day, just outside of Attala, Alabama. He's going to be at the Gadsden Collector-Con next month. So I usually take some stuff to trade with him, and he's got some nice vintage stuff, and he's got a variety of different things. A lot of it's vintage, and that's the reason why I like going to him. So anyway, here's a few things I picked up, and this is not really, these aren't toys, but it's they're books, and I did not know that they did these, or maybe I did, I just forgot, my 50-year-old brain. But the Biker Mice from Mars, they did storybooks for kids, based on the cartoon back in the 90s. This one's called Masked Motorcyclist. It's actually an episode I remember watching. They're fighting bad guys, and this motorcyclist, who happens to be female, helps them out with whatever it is they're trying to do. So, but anyway, it's a storybook, and I just thought it was neat. I hadn't seen it. Goes with my Biker Mice from Mars collection, so I'm gonna put that with it. And then I got another one here, and this one's called Metalhead. And I don't remember this. I think it's a guy that can control metal, if I'm not mistaken, or magnetism or something like that. And that's why they call it Metalhead. But it's also based on an episode of the cartoon. But the book's in really good shape. Inside is, it's color. You can read it to probably your 5-6-year-old kid, or, something like that. Just kind of, show them what you watched growing up. Or you can watch the show together, whichever. All right, then I've got a vintage Star Wars figure. This is a B-Wing pilot. He's I believe I looked it up earlier on Rebel Scum. This is the version 1. Something about the variation. There's like a circle on his little silver plate there on the front of his chest. And then there's like a variation on his boots down here. It's like a little triangle. I don't know if you can see it or not. Maybe. I'll take it out of the box here. Maybe get a better picture. Better look at it. The biggest thing is his weapon, obviously. It's a teeny tiny gun. This thing is like minuscule. I mean, that would definitely get lost in a 7-8-year-old's playing around or whatever. But anyway, the variation on his boots, you can kind of see. There's like a little. Let's see here. If I can't get it quite. It's like a rectangle right there on the strap. But anyway, that's a variation. The other variation is just kind of smooth across the strap, and of course that little circle on the front chest there. But anyway, this guy's vintage. He's in good shape. Hardly any paint wear. I did some trading with Kip. Traded some comic books and another figure for what I'm showing you. So I got him. I needed him for my Star Wars collection. I'm trying to stick to vintage stuff because that's, to me, that's more important than what some of the newer stuff that's out. But, everybody's got their thing. Then here's the big guy here. I got the Rancor from Return of the Jedi. He was having a snack. But his jaw works from the back. He's got pretty good tight joints on his arms. So he can do the thriller dance, His feet, real tight. He stands up really well. But, there you go. But yeah, I didn't have him, so had to put him with my vintage collection. And of course, he likes eating Gamorrean guards, Yum, yum. Green pork, yeah. So, anyway, got him. And then I want to show some comic books that I picked up this week. Phoenix Rising, our local comic book store in Attala. Give a shout out to them. Me and John both buy books from them. And there was actually one of these has already been out for like probably a couple of months maybe. But then these other two I picked up. I think they just came out maybe a week or so ago. Anyway, the first one is Space Ghost. Dynamite Comics is doing a Space Ghost series, and I love this cover. I think it's really cool. I'm not sure who the artist is that did it, but they've got several different covers that they did for these books. I don't know why comic companies they have to release 15 different covers for each book, and it just I just tried to pick the one I like the best and go with that one. So, and this is another cover that I picked up. I thought that was pretty cool. So I haven't read it yet, but I'm planning on it. These two I have read, and I just read these like yesterday morning. There's the Scarlet, the G.I. Joe, what they call the Energon universe. I think that Image is doing, with Void Rivals and Transformers, and that universe are doing. I read this book; it's really good. I'm not going to go into detail about the storyline, but me and John think that if they do a certain relationship with these two characters, then may not be into it anymore. So anyway, I like the first issue. It was good. It's a good read. So if you like Scarlet, kind of good, some good action, has that G.I. Joe feel, espionage type thing, spy thing, but it's pretty good. Of course, you got Jinx in there too, and that's the first issue of that one. And then the other first issue I picked up was Destro. They got several different covers for this one too. I just thought this one was really good. I like how he's sitting in his chair like he's the king of the world and everything. Got a bunch of looks like busted bats on the bottom there, or something like either that or different type of weapons and ammo and all that kind of stuff. But he's got his gold. It's like AK-47 there with a bayonet on the end of it. And this was a good book too. This actually kind of goes into a little bit of history about Destro and what he does and everything. So I thought it was a good read. So I'll probably get the second issue on this one and see where it goes. But I picked up those. And of course, I'm still getting G.I. Joe. I haven't read the last few issues, but so far from what I was reading, it's interesting, but it doesn't. I don't know. It's hard to resonate with me because I'm so used to the 80s G.I. Joe comics, but trying to pick up on these new storylines that they're doing for it. And of course, the new Transformers comic is really good. There's just amazing action, pages, and the artwork is phenomenal. I really like it.
Yeah, it was a good read also.
Oh yeah, very good read. Yeah, I so far I've read up to date on it, and I mean I'm blown away by what they're doing with it. So it's nice to see Image is giving it a good run. So, but yeah, that's what I picked up this morning. The Rancor and the B-Wing Pilot and the Biker Mice from Mars books, and yeah. And to elaborate a little bit on what John was talking about with like physical media with steel books and things, if you find an older '80s movie that you find on a steel book and it's either on Blu-ray or 4K, whichever player you use, those are worth getting if you can afford them. Most of them are around $25. Some of them are 35. Up 40, which that's a little pricey. But as I was saying, go to Goodwill or a thrift store, and because our Goodwill here in Rainbow City, they had all their DVDs like $1.50 or $1.99, that kind of thing. And there's some older movies like Rambo, Terminator, the movies we grew up with. And if you can find those, then it's nice to have that physical media, so you have a copy. When you can't watch it on, if you maybe internet goes down or something like that, the digital part you can't get a hold of, you got a copy of it. I mean, even VHS. I think VHS is. Some people still buy VHS, or they've kept their VHS tapes because of that reason. Some of these things may not get released on DVD or Blu-ray. I found Cocoon and Cocoon: The Return, which in the '80s I grew up. I saw that case. It used to come on HBO. HBO was a big thing back in the '80s. The whole opening sequence was awesome. HBO flying through the air and all the stars and everything coming up, and you knew you were about to watch something really good. That's how I looked at it. And that was me growing up. But that's the movies that I grew up with, and if I have them on VHS, then I've got a copy of them. So I don't have to worry about somebody taking it away from me. That's what I got. So hope y'all enjoyed that little bit, and keep collecting and be responsible about it.
Hey, that was actually perfect timing. I didn't have to listen to anything Phil had to say.
You're welcome, Dave.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I remember back in 15 years ago, you'd walk into somebody's house and there would be a wall full of DVDs.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I still got a bookshelf full of them.
Now you don't even see that. I've got totes and totes just full of DVDs, and to me, you can't. We've talked about it over and over. You can't replace those because
you just can't.
Once they're gone, they're going to be gone.
Yep.
And that's what it looks like where we're headed with stuff. They're trying to get everybody to go to this all digital and everything, and I'm telling you,
but the thing is,
it's gone.
Or it's about. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care what side of the political spectrum you're on here. The fact is, it's about controlling information.
Yep.
That's what it is, because I don't care if you look at an extremely, like Star Wars, let's face it, Star Wars, they would be considered today, anyways, as conservative movies, right? They're a moral tale. There's good, there's bad. There ain't a bunch of grays. There ain't a bunch of social crap in it. Right? Or you could watch an possibly left-wing movie, like, I don't know, half of the junk that they made in the 80s and the 90s, right? The fact of the matter is one side or the other wants to control that information. So I don't care what it is that you watch. I don't care what it is that you read. You need to be putting it away because they are looking to control the information. It's just a fact. So, you know what? Take your chances. But
there was a list of books that I printed off years ago when the internet was just becoming a thing, and it was like a list of the 100 books you need to read before you die. And you're talking like books like 1984. And Lord of the Rings, and all these books that a lot of them are banned in certain areas.
Oh, sure.
Or they're banned, period. Lord of the Flies, all that kind of stuff. And hey, if you want some, if you want to keep that material around, then get a copy of it and and do it for yourself. I mean, or that way you got a way of showing, or you can remember that that stuff.
Yeah, no, it's that simple. Take the advice or the counsel, whichever you want to say, or don't. But I'm going to keep saying it. Think about legacy stuff.
Here's my thing about it, and I can't remember what it was, but there was a movie the other day I thought of that I hadn't seen in a long time that I don't have on DVD, and so I just looked to see. Oh, I know what it was. It was The Silence of the Lambs. Nancy's never saw The Silence of the Lambs, and we've been looking for quite some time. I figured eventually it'd turn back up at Walmart, but it hasn't. And, so I thought, well, let's see where it's streaming at. Well, I forget where it was streaming at, but guess what? It was on one of the platforms that I don't have a subscription to.
Right.
And I'm not going to subscribe to another streaming service just to watch a movie.
Right.
So that's the problem I have. If I got it on hard copy DVD, I can watch it anytime I want to.
Right.
That's it right there.
Right. I mean, look, they're controlling the information, and I'm using the term information very, very broadly, right? I don't care if they're controlling it political, social, or monetary. I don't care. I don't care what their motivation is. The fact of the matter is all of this stuff is being corralled, contained, and the internet, Corey made that. It's not hard to control information on the internet now. We're all sitting on Facebook. Everything we do is censored.
Oh yeah,
right. They're already talking about the internet being dead because it's nothing but ads, and it's propagated by algorithms. It's force feeding you what they want you to see. So there's been a rumor for the last 18 months that there is a second internet being built behind the scenes that can't be controlled. But I guarantee you, if that's actually true, they've already figured out a way to shut it down.
Oh yeah.
Because Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, Instagram, they are controlling the information that you're seeing, and it's only a matter of time before they really turn the faucet way down if it's not convenient for them for whatever reason, whether it be politics or social issues or just money. Don't care.
That's usually it right there.
Don't care. It makes no difference. The end result is the same, right? So that's that.
Yep.
That's all there is to that for me. I mean, I'm glad more people are starting to think about getting legacy stuff put away. So, hey, you want to see what I got?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get nothing. No, I'm
Just one more. I want to show y'all something. Look at this right here. This is a VHS tape of Platoon.
yeah.
So, this was a Best Picture winner. I don't think I've ever seen it all the way through. This is a young Charlie Sheen, Tom Berenger, Willem Dafoe in it. So, get you find your VCR for and start building your media collection.
Yeah. Yep.
I would suggest finding it on DVD because I wouldn't stick that in the VCR to save my life right now.
Those tapes are brittle. Yeah, those tapes have long since expired. It might work once or twice, but it'll snap.
So far, everything I bought used on VHS has been fine. I haven't had any trouble with it.
Awesome. Last Ronin Donnie.
There you go.
I like this figure very much.
He's got a pie pan on his head.
That's what I was about to say.
I know. Well, he just pops right off. I know. It's definitely, if you read the story, if you read the Lost Years, you find out what happened to Donnie and Splinter. So
that's the deep dish.
Which exactly looks like a bottle cap, but you find out
it does look like a bottle cap.
you find out that there was a reason for that, which is actually cool. So, but I won't spoil that. But yet, Last Ronin Donnie.
I've seen that those figures are actually taking off. People are buying them like crazy now.
More and more people are actually reading that story and they're going, "Wow, that is so." Because it's an awesome story.
Is that from The Last Ronin?
This is he's labeled as The Last Ronin, but to tell you the truth, this Donnie doesn't show up in this form unless you read the Lost Years. Which is the follow-up. It's not a sequel, but it's the follow-up to Last Ronin. And you guys saw these. You guys saw these 4-packs that showed up, right, from loyal subjects. The $80 4-packs that showed up.
Yeah.
For $25, and I picked that up because I thought it was kind of cool to have the younger versions of the Turtles versus the older, the Last Ronin. That 4-pack with these monochromatic ones, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Their masks are colored, but the rest of them are just gray tones and black.
Yeah, those are like $25 at most places right now, right?
Yeah, that 4-pack is long gone. You can't even find that anymore. But I bit the bullet, and I ordered Leo in the regular loyal subjects. These had been on clearance at Walmart for $15 for the longest time, and I used to see them all over the place. Now I can't find the other 3, but I never saw Leonardo, so I ordered him. And now, if any of you guys see the other ones, Mikey, Raph, Donatello, and the $15 ones that you see in the, let me know because I need the other 3 now, which is kind of got sucked into these figures. But then that'll be that.
Now I did see the Raphael with a motorcycle.
Yeah, but it's not the same figure.
Okay.
It's not. I saw that one too last night. I found a Mikey, but Silas wanted it, so I let Silas have it. But if you see him at Walmart, the $15, the other 3, I need Raph and Mikey and Donatello. Let me know where they are, and I'll get those. That was, boy, I tell you guys, that's been it for me. I'm just not spending money I don't have, if that makes any sense.
I think that's most of us.
Yeah, I picked up those Turtles because I really wanted to finish up my Last Ronin figures, which I'm still on the fence about the Michelangelo. And I do want to finish up the colored versions of these loyal subjects. But that's
if you're toy hunting, books $1 million, you got more money than anybody does.
Yeah, really.
Oh yeah, no, I never go there. I never go.
I haven't been to books $1 million in a while.
No, I mean, why would I ordered that Leonardo from Target for $20, $19.95 or whatever. So no, if I can save another, $15 by getting the rest of them at $15 a piece, if somebody can find them at the Walmart, that's what I'll do. Otherwise, I'll just order them for Target for $20. I'll pick up one a month or something,
Right.
That's all. You want to pull up? Let's talk about McFarlane. This Agent Liberty. I'm not sure. Is that the platinum? Not the platinum one.
Collector edition.
This one I'm a little confused about. Boy, he dumped a bunch of stuff in the last few days. This is from
the Platinum Edition.
That's the platinum one. Okay, now
Yeah.
Here's the thing: the Agent Liberty figure is a Comic-Con exclusive, which is whatever, right? Coming up in 2 weeks now, right, gentlemen? 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
This is the platinum edition. Is the platinum edition CDCC? I got no idea. They weren't particularly clear. They said that Agent Liberty is CDCC, but then they came out and said, "Oh, by the way, there's a platinum edition." So I don't even know how that would even begin to work, to be perfectly honest with you.
No.
So there's that. There's that particular version. Again, that's Panic in the Sky version of Agent Liberty. This next order will not be Shane's fault because I actually slammed him with a bunch of pictures very late this day. So whatever we get, right? So go ahead.
I tried to keep them in.
Yeah.
I could.
And I appreciate that. This is the Platinum Edition Clock King. I have no idea what version this is from. This is a very strange figure, if you ask me.
Very much so.
I
don't know about that.
I couldn't. This is one of those ones where somebody in here in pictures, but they didn't offer anything. Maybe New 52, maybe. I got no idea. This is a very strange version of that character. But this is the Platinum Edition. So
yeah. The version on the trading card, that's the one I'm familiar with.
Yes.
It's got clocks all over his, all over his outfit.
Yeah. That one is the regular, the one I think most of Silver Age is the one that we're most familiar with. But this is the Platinum Edition of Clock King. Clock King goes up for a pre-order on 7/12 at select retailers, which usually means Big Bad, Entertainment Earth, Target, and of course McFarlane store. So, go ahead and
probably GameStop too.
Probably GameStop too. Yep. Go ahead and pop one. This is that one's pretty self-explanatory. July 25th. This was from my World's Finest comic that came out a few years ago. Actually, about a year ago, I guess. This is an amalgamation. They call it a fusion between Batman and Superman. I have to tell you this. I like the story much better than that figure is presented. Does that make any sense?
It's just weird looking.
It's just weird looking. This idea is one of those ones that did not translate well to figure from comic.
I mean, the green hands. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I don't know.
I thought maybe it might be Green
Lantern
mixed in or something.
No, I don't know. I don't remember. It didn't translate well, anyways. This is kind of I don't know why in the world you're making this figure. We're still waiting on a lot of Silver Age stuff, and this gets made. But that one again, pretty self-explanatory. July 21st, pre-orders come up if you want it. Pop over, Shane. See what we got next. What else is going to pop up? This is Batman Reborn storyline. This is actually Dick Grayson when he took over for Bruce. It's not a terrible figure, I guess. I want to see it in person. Make any sense?
To me, the face stuff looks more like Bruce Wayne than Dick Grayson.
He's smaller. This is the speculation on this is the buck that's been used for this is much smaller than the Bruce bucks. If that makes any sense. Yeah, he's Dick Grayson is nowhere near as large a man as Bruce Wayne is. So this one will be definitely you'll be able to tell that's not Bruce Wayne.
That makes like a cloth cape also.
Yep, he's doing that with the wires. You got to give credit where credit's due. Those are pretty awesome. That one comes up on the 25th of this month for pre-order. Max Mercury, Flash character, Walmart exclusive. Sometime this month is exactly what the press release says.
Is that going to be during Walmart's Collectors Con thing?
Oh, probably.
That's like July 24th, something like that, I believe.
Something like that. Yeah, it's right close to CDCC. Yeah. So yeah, if you want another Flash character, here you go. It's not a bad looking figure. Very comic accurate.
I have never heard of him.
He is, he's an older Flash character. But yeah, he's cool. Not terrible.
He's from Alabama too, if I remember right.
Something like that, right?
Yeah.
More DC versus vampires. This is Shazam. I like this figure very much. I like that whole subline. I very much so like that whole subline.
That's a great head sculpt.
I have to tell you, I cannot tell you for sure if this actually looks a lot like Shazam as he was portrayed in that storyline, because that subline of books that he was in, it was one of those ones where it was in black and white, and the artist was a fantastic artist, but you really couldn't tell what he was drawing. Does that make sense?
Right.
So if this is a good rendition compared to the comic, I couldn't tell you for sure. But I like this figure very much. This one is Walmart exclusive, of course, and he is sometime in July. That's all.
I have a problem with his hair.
Well, he was pretty messed up.
Are you jealous? Are you jealous, Phil?
Yes.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah,
just
a little bit. Nice pompadour there.
Just admit it.
Here you go, John. Superpowers.
This is the Superpowers, the black and whites that I was telling you about last week. That is CDC convention exclusive, right? San Diego Comic-Con. I really, really wish they'd used the second Batman to do this one, not that first one. But whatever, right? I mean, if you want a Superpower set, this is a Comic-Con exclusive. I don't know what it's going to cost you, but I don't have any details on how you even get it. So maybe they'll show up on the McFarlane site. I don't know. But it's Comic-Con. This one is a Comic-Con exclusive. This is the gold Superman with the eagle from Centennial Park. Funeral for a Friend storyline. Which, you know what, 30 years ago was a pretty big deal. So is this a strange figure? Yeah, because it's a figure of a statue.
Yeah.
I think that classifies as a statue then.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, but it's articulated. So.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
okay.
That's kind of weird. But again, Comic-Con.
Yeah.
So what do we got now? Ragman. Interesting character. Hasn't been seen much. He's a Gotham City hero. Hasn't been seen much in a very long time.
Oh, he's a hero?
He's a good guy?
Well, yes, because he is actually, when they came out with Ragman is technically a golem. Do you see that costume that he's wearing?
Yeah.
Each individual piece of that costume basically contains the soul of a. Well, originally, what they were they were Jewish folk that had been victims of anti-Semitism.
Okay.
So Ragman was actually touted as one of the very first Jewish superheroes.
Oh.
So that's the deal with he's like a hyper supernatural character.
I would have never guessed he was a superhero.
Yes, yeah, he's heavily on the supernatural side. So yeah, he's you don't see him much.
He was featured in one of the DC television series. I can't remember if it's The Flash or it might have been Arrow.
Probably
I
Arrow.
remember an episode they had him in it.
He wasn't in Gotham, I don't think.
No, it wasn't.
Well, they didn't do Gotham in those. No, not that Gotham series. No.
Yeah.
No, I mean Ragman's a cool character. He just never really caught on. He's one of those ones where he just didn't. It was heavy, and I don't know if you guys know what Kabbalah is, but
I've heard of it.
It's Jewish mysticism. So
right, yeah.
That was
This
one.
At least they didn't call him Patchwork.
This is the original Red Hood. There is a platinum version of this one, but I can't. Somebody said one's black and one's not quite black. I don't know what even that means. So I mean, seriously, the platinum, maybe for all I know, this is the platinum version, and there's a different, I don't know, but I'm very much so looking forward to this one. Red Hood goes up on the 12th for pre-order.
Ragman was in Arrow, Corey says.
Yeah. I'm not surprised. Not surprised. This Red Hood, this one, right? This is the figure so far that is going to sell out fast. 712 at select retailers.
He was originally the Joker.
Well, yes. Yes.
If you read, if you go by the comics, he was originally the Joker. He was tricked. He was a comedian, and he was tricked into wearing the Red Hood costume to do a job, and he got messed up, and he fell on the acid, and that's what turned him into the Joker.
Yes, pretty much. Yep, pretty much. Here is the regular edition of Agent Liberty. But if you see it at the top, it says a store exclusive. So it's entirely possible that the regular version is store exclusive and the platinum is the Comic-Con exclusive. But I tell you what, they weren't clear at all. But if you want Agent Liberty, it's going to be a pain. How's that?
Is this DC's version of Captain America?
No, Agent Liberty is actually a very old character.
Okay.
Not quite as old as Cap, but he's
the other one I don't know much about. Never heard.
Yeah, I think he's kind of been. If I remember right, I think he's been pretty heavily associated with the Suicide Squad.
Okay.
But I don't really know for sure. He's a Superman character. He runs a lot in the Superman books, which coming from Panic in the Sky storyline, that would make sense.
I like this version better than the first version.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, the other one's kind of really.
I agree with that.
Yeah. So that's the regular one. This is the classic Clock King. Much more interesting character. I mean, that other one is just weird. Not that this isn't weird, but that other one's really weird.
I was gonna say this one's about right up there with weirdness.
Yeah, this one's gonna sell fast though because he was a major player in the Silver Age. So 712 at select retailers.
They were hurting for villains back in the day, weren't they?
Oh yeah. They just made it up. Well, you know what? Hey, the kids had it cool back then because.
Oh yeah. I didn't realize how weird the stuff was we liked back then was.
That's what made it so fun, though.
It's true.
Yeah,
it was true.
I mean, it's just like you watch a episode of Batman now on TV, and you see the bam and the wham and smack and slap and stuff pop up when they hit somebody. It's hilarious now, but when we were kids, it was just that's so cool. It's just like the comics,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it didn't take it too seriously. I mean, that's awesome.
Batman shark repellent.
Yeah.
That protected you from the violence as a kid because you didn't see them actually punch them.
Right, exactly.
Pow over it,
Right. Yeah, that's right.
But it's still
wanted to see the violence.
Yeah, well. Again, that mess.
We saw that.
I think we kind of went the rounds. Here's your 66 Batman in 7-inch. So keep that in mind. This one will probably be pretty popular.
Once again, the weirdness I was talking about.
Yep.
What's he doing with his fingers?
The Batusi.
You didn't see that episode? Come on, man. It's the Batusi.
The Batusi.
He was dancing around, swinging his cape around, dancing, doing the Batusi.
It's been a while.
Yep.
That's a great figure. Great figure.
This one will sell fast too. 7-inch, so you'll see more.
Yeah.
The speculation is kinda that this figure was made because of the rumored Christopher Reeve Superman and the rumored Linda Carter Wonder Woman. So you will be able to have a good representation of all three of them. From that, that 15 years from like that 66 to 80.
Yeah,
which is cool. That's cool.
What's the original Superman came out in 78.
What's that?
I'm sorry. I said the original Superman came out in 78.
Superman came out in 78. Yeah. This is from 66, and Wonder Woman was right around 76, wasn't she, John?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's that 15-year span there from that'll cover them. Those particular representations, if they do in fact do the Christopher Reeves and the Wonder Woman and the Linda Carter. I saw someone has seen the face sculpt for the Christopher Reeve Superman and just went kind of gaga over it because I guess it's very, very good. Well, I'm sure it'll show up, Corey. I mean, this is just the beginning of the 7-inch representation, so no doubt he'll show up.
I like the fact that they didn't muscle him all up.
No, he looks like he did. You know,
True
just,
to
yeah,
the show.
yeah, yep. So what else we got, Shane? This is another CDCC. This is Old Man Bruce Wayne and Ace. Gold label 2-pack, Batman Beyond, exclusively during CDCC. Blah blah blah. Right? I'm sorry, guys. I after all these years, I am so sick of San Diego Comic-Con. I don't understand why they cater to that crap so much as none of us can go there. I mean, seriously, the tickets for that next year will sell out the day after it closes this year. It's the same people that get in. Regular people do not go to San Diego Comic-Con, and I don't know why they cater to it. The other 9 million of us are just SOL, I guess.
Yeah.
I hate Comic-Con. I hate it. I don't think they should do exclusives for Comic-Con because John could tell you better than me. It's impossible to go to Comic-Con.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It is impossible. And the truth is, it has always been impossible to go to Comic-Con. So why they think it's a good idea to have Comic-Con exclusives is beyond me.
To
But
me,
anyway,
it's ridiculous.
it is.
If you want to go 2 years from now, you got to get in a waiting room now.
Yeah.
Just to wait to get a chance at buying tickets for it.
Yeah. And I have heard that it's impossibly crowded. It's really not anywhere near as much fun as everybody makes it out to be. And why these companies want to cater to that crap is beyond me, but they do.
But you know, I think was it last year? It was during the writers' strike and all last year, wasn't it? Where there wasn't no actors or no movie promotions or nothing.
Yep.
And they actually said it was more like it was originally intended as a Comic-Con.
Yeah, a lot of people had fun last year. Yeah.
Yeah, and I heard it was a lot better and everybody had fun. And that's what they need to go back to. They've let it build into something too big that nobody can afford to go now.
Right. No, I agree. What else we got? Anything, Shane? I think that might have been it for pictures.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay, so just as a reminder on the McFarlane stuff, at some point, even with that giant dump of figures that they just gave us, Effigy, at some point in time, that is a Green Lantern villain. Hugo Strange and Batman, which is probably going to be, well, of course, it'll be one of the already used bodies with probably 2 heads, one with a mask, one without, you know, his little silver round glasses and the Lincoln beard. That's everybody's guess on the Hugo Strange Batman. We just talked about the Christopher Reeves, Linda Carter Wonder Woman. Bullseye Batman. John probably remembers this. It's a golden age. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's a weird colored Bullseye Batman has been rumored from the 1950s. What for? Who knows? Let me turn my mic gain down, see if that's me or not. I'm getting some wicked feedback. I don't know about you guys. Shining Knight. There's been some question as to whether he'd come with Pegasus or not. No, it's all speculation. The Question, which could be a female platinum version of Renee Montoya as the new Question, which would be kind of cool. If we got a classic Question and a modern Question. It has been heavily rumored that we do have a Zatanna figure coming soon. Which I can't wait for, and I hope very much so it's Silver Age. That manga Batman, which is a 7-inch version of that weird Superpowers one, and Sergeant Rock are due any minute now in the stores. Connor Kent, Superboy, black T-shirt Superboy. He's supposed to be out in July. Who else? The Batman Forever wave, the Two-Face, Riddler, Robin, and Batman with that weird build of bat. It's not man bat. It's just like a big giant bat. I don't have any idea what they were doing with that. I think it was from a nightmare sequence or something in that movie.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was like the one thing that was. He was having trouble sleeping or something. He kept seeing a giant bat in the cave or whatever, and
yeah. I don't.
That seems kind of. They didn't do like a Chase Meridian figure or.
No.
Nicole Kidman's character in there.
It's Tommy Lee Jones. It's Jim Carrey. It's Chris O'Donnell. And who was it? Clooney in that movie? I don't know. Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer, yeah.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer was, Batman Forever.
What do we got? Animated Joker, animated Nightwing, animated Bane, animated Catwoman. Those are all from the new adventures of Batman and Robin. You remember where Catwoman had blue skin for some reason?
Mm-hmm.
That last couple of years of that animated series. Those are due any minute now, apparently. Darkseid, classic superpowers, 7-inch. Well, he's larger than 7-inch, but meant for a 7-inch scale. That is due this month. Adam, Green Arrow from Longbow Hunters, and Our Worlds at War Superman. The next 3 figures for that build a digital figure wave. Those are due out any minute now. The Batman and Bane 2-pack, the reissue of that. You guys want to stay on top of that sucker because when it shows up, it's going to be popular. So that is due any minute now. Those should be showing up in stores anytime. So be aware of those. Who we got here? The Joker Punch Line 2-pack, any minute now. Literally any minute now. I can't read my writing on that one. Oh, Tim Drake Robin, any minute now. Booster Gold, the weird dark blue costume. Well, I think was New 52. Mr. Freeze, the second version of Mr. Freeze, not animated, not movie, but comic accurate. Darker colors. He's due any minute now. Ambush Bug due is any minute now. I did the pre-order on my White Knight Batmobile, which was supposed to ship in June. I do not have a shipping notification whatsoever, and neither does anybody else. So I don't know what's going on with that.
They had an Ambush Bug at Total Nostalgia Friday.
Yeah, they probably got them from McFarlane's store.
I guess.
My guess.
I just had it marked for $30.
Or Entertainment Earth, one or the other. So
yeah.
I know Timothy was waiting on Ambush Bug, so there he is.
The Mr. Freeze, because I've seen a Mr. Freeze. I seen one at GameStop. He had like different colored gloves than the one that come out. Was it last year? Is that the one you're talking about?
No, this one's much darker. This is a brand new one. It's much darker. The Freeze I think that other Freeze is like glow in the dark. Maybe. Okay. Yeah.
I know it looks different. It's like brighter colors or something to him or something like that.
Yeah, the original over here. Well, hang on a second. I'll show you the original. This was the original release, which is like the whitish gray and the black.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my lighting here. This is much more classic Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The Booster Gold, Timothy. Yeah, that dark blue Booster Gold is not good. I'm glad I have Booster from the 2-pack that they did.
It's more like Booster Dark Blue instead of Booster Gold.
Yeah, it's like this is Booster Gold, right?
Yeah.
This was from the 2-pack. That new one is terrible. I don't have any intentions on buying that. But this one, they did a glow in the dark version of this, which was the colors were weird. Different than this. This is a rare figure now.
The one I saw had like blue colored gloves. I think light blue and light blue highlights, but it wouldn't.
He may have been some kind of reissue or something. It does seem as though there was another one too. Typical McFarlane. It's kind of hard to keep track of all of the stuff that he's put out. When he says this will never be reissued, yeah, in this paint,
Right.
right? But he reissues everything sooner or later. It's just like the Bane figure. It's the same Bane. They put blue stripes on him, just so he can say, "Yep, see, I told you it'd never be re-released." Like I said, it's a he plays games with repaints. How's that? Does that make sense?
That's more of a superpowers.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, I know though. Yes, no, you're right. That is that light blue one. That was the platinum version, right?
Oh, is that what it was? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, it's got
I saw that one actually. I had no interest in it.
Yeah, the glow. This is the glow in the dark one you're talking about, right?
Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right. There was a different version there. Like I said, I kind of got lost in McFarlane's repaints there for a while because.
Well, now here's another one somebody's got up on there. It's got purple and.
That's the new one.
That's the new one. Okay.
Yes, that's the new one. Again, this is how he gets away with repaints. He builds hype and then just repaints them and says, "Yeah, it's a brand new version." Right now, it's a repaint. Stupid. Don't try to. You can't sell everything to everybody.
Polish a turd, it's still a turd.
Well, I don't. But you got apparently 6 Mr. Freezes now because there's a movie one too, and he was a Build-A-Figure, right?
Yeah.
The Arnold figure, which I couldn't care less. I don't do the live action stuff. I don't buy any of the movie figures. So I wanted to show you. I showed to the guys this, and I got so run over this week. I still didn't clean it, but you guys said that I should show this on, and I will because I like it. I bought this quite a long time ago, and it's been upstairs all this time, and it's kind of dusty because it actually sat on my nightstand for the longest time. You guys have seen the Q statues at Walmart in electronics. They did a bunch of Marvel stuff, and they did a bunch of the DC stuff. They did some musician stuff. They did a bunch of different stuff. I think they did a Predator and an Alien and everything else. But they're relatively small. What, bud? This is the biggest one they ever did. These came through all numbered and everything else. So I'll show it. We got a few minutes, so I figured this should be a good thing to show. This is, as a Batman fan, I know everybody loves to criticize and run down the Batman and he's endangering children and the blah 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 blah. You know what? Get over it. It's a comic book. Seriously, right? I mean, seriously, get over it. It's a comic book. If you don't find it realistic, you got bigger problems than you got bigger problems than old Bruce here if you don't find it realistic. But this one is just awesome because it's the kids, right? Because Bruce Wayne, and they're starting to clean it up a little bit in the comics, believe it or not, because Bruce Wayne saved all of these kids from being like him. And I don't know, you can call me nostalgic, you can call me crazy, but when I saw this first offered up for a pre-order a few years ago now, it's just like, this is the real character. It's not all the violence. It's not the detective. It's not all the movie crap. It's not even the car or the cave or Alfred. This is it. This is a man that is psychotically driven to saving somebody from having to go through what he went through. And this is the Croc, right? You got Dick Grayson, you got Jason Todd, you got Damian. No, I'm sorry. This is Tim Drake, Damian, Jason Todd, of course, Babs. This is a big piece, and of course, I just, you know what? I like having this around because it's just kind of like this is why we have heroes, isn't it, guys?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
This is why we have heroes because, in some ways, and I'm not being too sentimental here. I'm serious. In some ways, this guy, I could easily be one of the kids sitting here.
We all could be.
Right? Isn't that what our heroes are supposed to be about?
Yep.
Not what they've turned them into. This is what it's supposed to be.
He was like a father to all of them.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, because he was saving their lives, and everybody, you know what?
And that's how kids should see their parents. The parents, a kid's parents should be their hero.
Yep.
Yeah, this is pure hero stuff. These are morality tales. They're supposed to be morality tales. These are things that we're supposed to strive for. These are things that we're supposed to aspire to, right?
Right.
Yep.
And it's just, I know it's a newer version of Bruce Wayne, and I know it's not to scale, but this is how they see him, right? They see him as a giant of a man that has them. You know what I mean?
Always got their back.
I feel you on this, Dave. I really do. I mean, I've never seen this before. This figure.
They're rare.
Totally, I mean, just the expressions on their faces and just clinging to him. That just it says a lot without saying anything. I mean,
Can you see his face? Can you see it really well?
Yeah.
You see the smirk?
Yeah.
Right. And this is so right because she's just energy, right? She's just
Right.
And him, he's just confidently the old one, and he's just having a blast, right? And these two, Damian and Red Hood, are fighting each other, right? Fighting for their place in the pecking order. And there he is, just smirking, right? This one, this is it. This is our hero. You could do this. You could do this with Spider-Man and have, shrink any number of his friends' family, right?
Yep.
You could do this with Tony Stark. You could do this with Superman. It just happens to be the Batman, right? But to me, this is what our heroes are supposed to be. That's just me.
I agree. Well, it's they trying to tear down the word father.
Yeah.
And he was a father figure to all them other characters that he took care of.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, he basically saved all their lives.
Saved their lives. I love this piece. This is actually the only statue that I own. And it's that Q material. It's vinyl. It's not, that
ABC.
Yeah, what's that other stuff that the fake stone? No, this is actually relatively soft. I mean,
yeah,
it's really not a resin; it's a vinyl.
That polyurethane stuff.
Polystone is the other thing. But it's even very well detailed. I mean, right down to their boots and the capes. And like I said, it's dusty right now, and I apologize, but no, this is. I guess that's fitting to end on, right, guys? This is what this show is about. This is us talking about our heroes, and when we get upset about talking about what's happening to our heroes and stuff, you know what? We have every right to be upset about what they're doing to this stuff.
Yep.
So yeah. No, I am kind of a sentimentalist, Tim, that way. But no, this is what it was supposed to be, and
I agree with you 100% on it.
I'll tell you,
I mean it speaks volumes. I mean, I've never, like I said, I've never seen that before, but
they were never available in stores. These came up for pre-order and disappeared literally within a few hours, and there weren't a lot of them made. So, yeah, right. I'll change it next week.
Timothy mentioned on the comment earlier about the Spider-Man McFarlane being a must.
Yes.
That's the statue there that he was talking about, based off 301.
I saw a picture of that. Yeah, that's really cool looking.
McFarlane. That actually, I would say. Well, actually, it was in the black costume in issue 300. It was 301 that had him in the.
Yeah, 301 is that
Blue.
right there. Yeah.
And that issue 300 spark that cover has been reproduced by other comics probably more times than any other comic cover ever.
Yeah.
Even Amazing Fantasy 15 hasn't been used as many times as that cover.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
A lot of homage covers. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So you know what, guys? The fact of the matter is if we're actually wise and we're actually very, very careful, we could be the ones that save our heroes.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's why I talk about it so much, because at this point in time, they desperately need saving.
Yep.
So
well,
if we're careful,
and these are what Marshall's going to read when he gets a little older.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is the original, the old stuff, the stuff that meant something to him.
Like Dave said, is
that
right. legacy. That legacy is what
Yep.
But you got to hold on to that.
Yep.
It's a shame. Spider-Man he's one of them, like you said, Dave, talking about that time about Snake Eyes. When it showed him and Scarlet in the cabin.
Yeah.
How you wish that would be how they would end it, because it's time for the good guy to. Spider-Man was one of those that you always wanted to see him have a happy ending, but it never happened. It always something would happen, or something would somebody would die, or it's like he never could be happy for just a moment.
Years ago, and I do mean years ago, I think the book was actually printed in the 60s, but I ended up with a reprinted copy of it. There was a Batman book that was made that had, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was originally Batman and Batgirl, which was another one of those books that had like 2 or 3 stories in it. Right? They were somewhat shorter stories. One of those issues had this future jump, right? We were going to see the end of the Batman story. Not Dark Knight Returns stuff, but the end of the golden age Batman. And it was Bruce Wayne sitting in his armchair. Alfred long since passed away. He's just sitting there, and it's 1950s. He's sitting there in his smoking jacket with his pipe, and he's just thinking, and he's sitting there in front of a large window at the manor, and he's just thinking his Batman thoughts about being older and having fought the good fight. And you kind of get a little bit of a rundown about what happened to all of the villains and stuff, and what Robin was up to. And that's there was only Dick Grayson. And you kind of get that, and then the bat signal, you can see the bat signal pop up over the city, over his shoulder in the window, and he starts talking about Helena, which kind of gives you the clue, right? That, you know what? Yep, Huntress is Selina Kyle and Bruce Wayne's daughter, And then if you look very, very carefully, he's wearing a wedding band, right? Just sitting there, and off camera, right? Somebody speaking to him that it's time to settle in. You don't answer that anymore, or something to that effect. She's got it. That's not for you anymore, Bruce. And it was Selina Kyle, and they were both older, and and it just ended. It was just, what? He passed the torch. He and Selina got their happy ending. They had a daughter. And you know what? You kind of look at that and go, if they never printed another Batman story ever, 99% of the fans that were alive at the time that was printed would have been perfectly happy with that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That shot of Scarlet and Snake Eyes, in the cabin with the puppy at the foot of the bed that we talked about. There's just certain things that you see sometimes, and it's kind of like, please give us a happy ending. Please just give us a happy ending.
It's that closure. You want that closure. You want it to go out, a certain way. You want it to end a certain way. And
we're impossibly attached to these characters.
Yeah.
And we want them. They don't exist, but in our minds, we want them to have a happy ending, right? Because somehow, some way, because of what they did for us, they deserve it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
the characters that we look up to or that we've read about and figures we've collected and everything, they've been there for us and they've either comforted us or they've got us through a rough time, or it was something about them that that affected our lives too. I mean, and that's why we look up to them. That's why we enjoy the stories about them and everything.
Yep. So, you know what? Stand up for your heroes. And if all you can do to do that is to go backwards and buy those books like John is showing you, you know what? That tells publishers what we want.
Exactly.
That massive success of that compendium from G.I. Joe from 1 through 155. I tell you what, that made a lot of people sit up and take notice. I don't care what anybody says. That made people take up and say, wait a second. 70, almost 8,000 people were willing to spend an awful lot of money for a piece of nostalgia.
$2.5 million.
Yep. So what are we doing here? So, hey, you know what? There you go. It's been a fantastic episode. Thanks, Phil, for popping in.
Awesome.
Hey, anytime.
Thank you, Shane,
for doing this, Phil.
I like hanging out with y'all and talking stuff and everything. So
yeah.
Anytime you need a fourth, just holler.
Cool. Mr. Shane, thanks for producing and putting all our stuff together and doing all of everything else it takes to do this every week.
It's easier and easier every week.
Yep. John, always interesting. Your memory, not only just the memory, but the stuff that's actually in there to remember is always fascinating to me. So
yeah, me too.
You can definitely tell he is very passionate about the stuff that he's into. He knows so much about it.
Yeah.
I had to share it now while it's still in there because it may be gone next week.
Yeah,
I know. I hear you.
None of us getting any younger.
Yeah, I hear you. Except for Nancy. Nancy is definitely still getting younger. So I don't know if that will get me a visit with a moose or not, but I said it anyway.
She said owning a moose makes her feel young.
She's pretty tiny. She'd probably ride that thing anyways, can't she? So, gentlemen, viewers, fellow fans, put your legacy stuff away, and for all you know, that is how you get to save your heroes, right?
Yep. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
See you next week.